What's the worst program? I'll just tell you the statistical numbers here. There's a 97% dropout rate on all online DIY courses across the board. This includes fitness. And there's a 90% failure rate on all of them as well. But there's good news. Here's the worst and best training programs for bodyweight strength and skill in the world. And by the end of the video, you'll know exactly what to do for your own strength and skills acquisition. Plus, learn specific training methods along the way for things like muscle up, press handstand, and V-stand. Lee Weiland, Pacific Rim Athletics, creator of Powerbatics, and welcome to training. Now first, let's define our terms. The who, what, when, where, why, and how. The what? Fitness. Can't stand the word or what it has become. Let's call it what it is. Physical training. It's not about how to get a six-pack or big biceps. That's like preschoolers learning ABCs. Not belittling because they're the building blocks, but don't compartmentalize your training or thinking in that way. And that's also part of the physical training, the mental, your thoughts and mind and soul. Any program that isn't addressing things in a holistic way isn't even scratching the surface. The physical training should also be holistic as you build your own special skills avatar of strength, flexibility, and movement. How we do that is through Powerbatics. It consists of 5 elements that will help you immensely and that I'll explain how to do by the end of the video. But programs that aren't building diversity of strength and skills acquisition, even at the basic foundational level, are just missing the mark, and perhaps even the point entirely. The best programs begin this way, even at the basic level. As an example, we start people with working toward the handstand at the very get-go. This will include specific exercises like long static holds, a frog stand, to build the forearms and shoulders, the hollow hold for core, and the middle splits for hip mobility. Where are you in that process? Now the who. Who is bodyweight training for? People will complain about everything, from being overweight to having the mythological T-Rex arms and anything else you can imagine. In reality, everybody can train. Our youngest student would technically be my son, who was walking at 7 months and doing jumps and rolls at 1 year. Our oldest is 83 in our online program. And Venny is the champion of overcoming surgeries and obstacles, and now being 53 now and having 5 hip surgeries, spine fusion, and more. Before he started training with us, and now he's doing everything you can imagine. And training like this is for all backgrounds. The reason is that it carries over to any other discipline because you're training your body holistically. But one-dimensional lifting, cardio, and other aspects of training do not carry back over to this. That's why breakdancers do so well at MMA and jiu-jitsu, or why acrobats can hop into any sport they want and pick it up fairly quickly. The key takeaway is training, and not like the masses either. Fast food has saturated culture and even created something very insidious that I'll call fast fitness. It's marketed exactly the same too. Million subscriber channels with $97 courses, the same as meals that are happy for 1 billion served. And I'll leave it at that. So again, key takeaway is training for you as an individual towards specific goals that can't be prepackaged. Again, Venny is a prime example. He's over 50 years young and had to deal with so many surgeries and stuff before he started training. And if you know anything about how severe hip surgeries are, he had 5. Now he's level 10 in ninja strength, one of the elements of Powerbatics. There have been countless children, teens, and adults with everything from ADHD to broken backs. Matt had a broken vertebrae, and now he's hand balancing. All kind of folks wanted to lose all kinds of weight. Kids and teens have come with all types of things to sort out. Trey had shoulder issues, and she's hand balancing and muscle upping. Stu was dead on a hospital bed from a heart surgery and now is doing pull-ups. That's who training like this is for. People wanting to aim and achieve specific targets and sustainable lifelong health and strength. Worst programs are those that don't consider this or aren't even talking about it. Best are those that are built on it. Now a training example. Let's say you want an L stand. Well, don't say you have T-Rex arms. Start training the things that would build that position in that shape. The core strength, the hamstring mobility, the back mobility. And those things will also prepare your spine for lifelong health. Now the why. That's the next piece you need to consider. Why train this way? I'll keep this part short, but ultimately it's for holistic discipline, focus, and strength. The ability not to be surprised in any given situation, from self-defense to a tumble on a hiking trail to everyday life situations, all the way to elite athletic performance. So let me repeat this. Fitness, or I hate that word, physical training, is about so much more than a chiseled body on the beach. It's more than the vanity. It's the heart and soul of life. Worst programs tout the six packs, the fancy singular moves like levers and planches, the muscles, and all of that in the shortest amount of time possible. The best programs tell you it's not about any of that. It's about life, which isn't about speed or singular results or perfect YouTube videos where you can get all the answers. Another training example, why a muscle up? Sure, you'll be able to climb a fence, hop over something, or pull yourself up over any obstacle. Those are all life situations, but also it's fun, like handstands and flares. Now, how do we do it? How do we train this way? What does our process look like? And what's more, how are we able to handle such diversity? Now, here's where we're quite different. We don't rely on just me, my moves, my education, or my coaching. I have no intention to be an influencer. Cue old music and black and white film. I was doing this while the internet was still in diapers. But seriously though, relying on just me would be catastrophic. Nor do we hire other influencers to shoot video courses like many popular companies, or hire coaches off of Fiverr to scale their high-ticket online coaching biz. Can't do it that way. We only hire doctorate physical therapists, and we hands-on train athletes how to become coaches in-house, which is like the equivalent of earning a master's degree. Now that's how we're able to go and build advanced strength and skill with folks from all ages and backgrounds, and not have to worry about pushing them through the sausage grinder of institutional gymnastics or resort to watered down methods. And that's what you should be looking for in your own training to really accelerate. That's the takeaway. Not any gizmos, gadgets, or gurus, just good old-fashioned training. So we aren't, and you shouldn't be, doing what the masses do. DIY approaches, video courses, hiring influencers, and all that jazz. Customization is key. Makes me cringe when I see an email from a random person asking for a cheap course to learn a handstand or a muscle up or something. That path is ripe for injury at worst and wasting time and money at best. I've been there, I've gotten video courses, but I was always talking to experts in the field. And yes, there might be a few that can walk through 5 progressions and drop 30 pounds or gain a handstand. But even for them, for other areas, it's going to require customization. Take a handstand, for example. I'm sure we'll get a spike in the analytics because I'm coaching here, but let's say you've finally got off the CrossFit wall. You've dialed in a solid 60-second frog stand, but you're stuck. Well, it could be core strength, shoulder strength, or posterior chain imbalance. Or maybe you can't get into a frog stand at all. It could be we need to lean out or correct hip issues. It's going to be totally unique to you. Key takeaway, make sure you're customizing your approach to your unique needs. Worst programs don't do any of that. Best programs help people on an individual level get to where they need to go within the context of a positive community. We've trained nearly 5,000 people at this point, and we're telling the God's honest truth here. We're even designed that way as well, for community. We thrive in that context in more ways than just physical training too. So what's the worst program? I'll just tell you the statistical numbers here. There's a 97% dropout rate on all online DIY courses across the board. This includes fitness, and there's a 90% failure rate on all of them as well. But there's good news. There's a 95% success rate for those that commit to a coach and a positive community where accountability exists. Seth Godin lays out that research for online education, and I'll verify that with what we hear on an anecdotal level for everyone who has a complimentary coaching session with us. They've tried fill in the blank with name of any fitness course or celebrity or program you could possibly think of. We've literally heard them all. You want the best training? It boils down to your goals and finding coaching that'll help you cut through all the trial and error and decades of time wasted. And then you're defying gravity like ninja strength element of Powerbatics, or putting them together in movement like power moves, or flying with strength in the aerial silks, or shredding obstacles with movement via free run, or easily hand balancing because you've built the foundation of mental and physical strength to be able to do so. But remember, there's only one of you, your goals, your training. Be the better than yesterday's version of yourself, and you'll win. See you in the next video, or hopefully in training soon.